What's up, Goon Squad? It's your boy, Jody Magic Fest Keith, back again with another donation deck list. Back again with a returning deck list. We're doing some updates to this. It's a bug mid-range deck in Modern. If you like the comment, if you like the content, you can be part of it by submitting your own deck list. And you could also like, comment, share, subscribe, hide your kids, hide your wives, but tell your friends where to find us. So back at it with the bug mid-range deck. A couple changes from last time. I think I'm not a big fan of ley lines. Having to have them in your opening hand, I don't really like that much. I'd rather rock the surgicals. Plus, like all the decks that we board in ley line against, we are also going to keep in Dark Confidant, and so it also decreases the overall mana cost of our deck. Banging out a couple fours of Dark Confidant is a little scary, so I like the surgical. It also has applications with Snapcaster Mage. And it's not as hard of a graveyard hate card. And since we're playing, it's not as hard of one, but it's more precise. A la surgical. And so I'm definitely thinking that's a fair swap. As far as the lilies go, the lilies were good, but I felt like against decks that made, like we were playing against a white deck yesterday, and against a deck that makes a lot of X1 creatures, you know, like Death and Taxes style decks and stuff like that. If you have to point a removal spell at every single one, if you don't have enough removal, you have to overwhelm them, which this deck isn't the best at. I mean, if you get a good Goyf draw, for sure, but it's better to just have a recurring source for removal against decks that can flood the board against this Liliana the Veil. So I was thinking maybe like one last hope in the main, and the last hope is also nice because you can get back Snapcasters, Dark Confidants, Scavenging Ooze, Tarmogoyf. You can get all these cards back. So I want to work it to where we can put one in the main deck some kind of way. I think we should probably just cut one Liliana the Veil. Keeps the curve the same. Get a last open here, and we could possibly. I really like this Countersquall out the board. It was looking pretty good. A little hard to cast if we have two forced, but if it's a card we have in our hand, I felt like the mana was pretty much okay. It's possible we can cut one of these bases for something else, but at this point in the format, there's a lot of Field of Ruins, and there's Assassin's Trophies, so it's good to have a higher number of basics, I think. A little weird at the beginning of the turns of the game, but over time it makes sense. And it's not like we're trying to cast Cryptic Command with this deck, so I think this is probably a better move. I was also looking at the Nature's Claim. They kind of stood out as awkward. Yeah, Collective Brutality is not bad. Brutality is actually a good card we can have in this deck. Please listen Modern, cut the snaps and mana leak, and add visions and more trackers. JMP, yo. No, we didn't do Charlotte's JMP. I didn't know you were going to be here during the day. We can do it next. Okay. Grayson just bumped us up with the $40 donation. So we're running with this. And I thought that you were at nighttime. So I didn't know. We'll get you after. But, all right. Well, have a good day at work, JMP, and we'll see how it goes. We might be able to get to yours this evening when you get. Well, you'll probably be at work, but we'll figure it out. All right, so we got Liliana last open here. Brutality doesn't sound like the worst, but we do want some kind of removal for artifacts or enchantments. We have Countersquall. Maybe we could just go 3 surgical and free up this Nihil Spellbomb. There was a suggestion of Collective Brutality. That card is really good against Burn, which I could see being a tough matchup for this deck. So, but the mana leaks were actually, I thought the mana leaks were pretty good. Yeah, JMP, I just felt like, you know, this is a different style of mid-range deck. Like, these mana leaks really change the game in a lot of ways. I really like mana leak behind our Tarmogoyf. And I was skeptical. Like, all the suggestions you're making right now, I was thinking yesterday. And then I played them, and the mana leaks were quite good. And just taking over the game against decks like Scapeshift, and you know, they won us a couple games against Scapeshift. We do have discard. Discard into the mana leak. You know, you can make it to where their hand looks like whatever, and then they have to play into it. So I'm not willing to throw the mana leaks out yet. But there is some merit to Collective Brutality. I mean, we have Kitchen Finks kind of there for the burn deck. This could also be Collective Brutality. It would give us more discard spells against the control deck to be able to beat their the counter spells to help us push through a threat. Negate, well, I think Countersquall is just a little better with their mana base, JMP. The board counter target non-creature spell. As far as main deck, not interested in playing the main deck Negate. Now, the mana leak does tug at the Assassin's Trophy as being a premium removal spell. I do think that Assassin's Trophy is good. I just don't know if we want the hard 3 or if we want to do a 2-2 split. I can see getting another Abrupt Decay in here. Trophy's got some legs, but I'm trying to see what else I want to do with this deck. I felt like the mana was pretty good. We had a good number of fetches for our Jace and for our Tracker. So I don't feel like that was lacking. We have Dark Confidant. Damnation for the removal spell. Yeah, Killing the Fairy is nice, yeah. Yeah, Faints has got harder than mana too. Maybe we'll try Brutalities here. I can see that. Lowers the curve a little bit. Let's get some Brutalities in here. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do with these Nature's Claims. There are also spells that we can flashback with Snapcaster, which is nice. Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out what we're going to Nature's Claim that we otherwise couldn't Natural State. Because we are trying to kill him with Tarmogoyf and give him 4 life is not the best. The only thing I can think of is maybe killing Ley Lines. But we have Assassin's Trophy. We could also use it to kill Cart Clan Ironworks. Again, we have Assassin's Trophy and Thoughtseize. I don't know that this is just better than Natural State. Let's give Natural State a try. I mean, if we had our own artifacts or enchantments to blow up and gain life off of it, would make sense. What matches, Grayson? Natural State destroys an artifact or enchantment with a mana cost 3 or less. Yeah. Which is like all the ones you want to destroy. So I'm thinking maybe something like this. This looks a little bit more well-rounded. And I think this is what we're going to run with. So look at the mana traders going. Alright, well then we definitely want Natural State, Grayson. Because as far as KCI goes, post-board, we do have the Surgical and the Unmoored Ego with the Thoughtseize and the trophies. Nihil Spellbomb as well. And we have the Dampen Sphere. So I don't think that this spot has to be a card that can hit a Cart Clan Ironworks, per se. And we'll see if it comes up. But that's my inclination. I'm going to upload this deck. And while we're waiting on this Mana Traders, do not forget that you can rent cards from Mana Traders. And if you use my code Golden Discount 10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off your first 3 months. If you're buying online singles, make sure you check out beardeddragon.com. You can use my name Jody at checkout to get 10% off. They're already competitive prices. Make sure you support my sponsors because that helps support the stream. They help support me. And while we're waiting on this Mana Traders, I'm going to go get some water. And just put me on the B back list. On the B back list. Right. I might want to play this at my next Modern tournament. I'm really liking this deck. We'll see how it goes. Let's update this Stream Decker. Decks. Alright, now we got the deck list on here. Yeah, I gotta find me a team for that, Grayson. Bought me a ticket last week. So we'll see. See how it goes. I'm in talks with some people. Maybe people want me to play a Legacy for them. I don't know. I don't know. It might be hard, man. You know, it's hard out here being a good Legacy player. You know, trying to find a team. Nobody wants you, you know? Everybody's already got a Legacy player. And by that, I mean I'm not worried at all. Oh, man. Right? How do you find a standard player, Clarion? I don't know, man. Just grab one, man. Grab a Collins Mullins. Grab a standard player. Every now and then I play standard. At local team events, sometimes I play standard. I won one in Mississippi one time. I was a standard player. I was getting ready for the invitation or whatever, so I was like, gotta play standard. So I played it and I swept. That was a different time. I don't know which you should be playing in standard right now. Exactly. I've been trying to keep up with what's going on in the mastermind coaching group because a lot of the coaches cover standard and limited. I'm like the modern legacy specialist coach of that group. So, you know, it's not something I've been keeping up with, but I'd like to play some more standard. I should get on Arena and do these dailies at some point. Yeah, that's that West Coast, man. Y'all got a good legacy scene. So, that checks out. I'm thinking, what we at, 54%? Let's go, man, traders. Let's go, make it work. Make it work, baby. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Grind from the Mastermind is our legacy. But he'd rather play standard. Oh, yeah? Are you teaming with Grimes? Nice, man. Nice. Grimes, cool cat. I'm liking standard right now. It's liking standard. I haven't played much of the standard format. When I did, I played the Control deck for a little while. I don't know if that deck's any good anymore because Disinformation Campaign is a real Magic card. Card is the epitome of value. It's insane. They discard, you draw. Like, do that over and over again while you're surveilling. Gets nasty. Gets nasty. Alright, send me my trade. Go. Okay. Alright, we got the deck in here. Let's screen cap it. We'll put it on Twitter. And again, if you like the comment, you want to support, if you like the content, you want to support the content. Another good way to support the content is to share it. Follow me on social media. Share my posts. If you do the Reddit, which I do not do. I do not do the Reddit. Oh no. But if you are a Reddit person and you're like, Jody's playing a sweet deck, we're going to put it on Reddit. Do it. You know, because that helps out. Because I don't advertise in Reddit. And a lot of those channels, they have a 9-to-1 deal. You have to be very active in the community to post your own stuff, which I know a lot of content producers circumvent or do not follow. But, you know, hey, if they got rules, I'm not going to be out here spamming my content. But you guys can spam it for me. So, you know, if it's something worth watching, throw it up on the Magic Reddit. Let's see here. checks out. Okay, cool. So let's get in this queue. We're going to play a competitive league this time. We did friendly the last time. So we're gonna be fighting the big dogs. Although I've heard people say that the queues don't matter, which doesn't make any sense. One's friendly, one's competitive. Is Moto just... Why is Moto acting so funny today? Look at this. We're gonna have to close it out again. Say it ain't so. Tell me this is not the way that it is. And Grayson, you gotta think about that that karaoke request for in this thing as well. I know you I know you're here for the content, but that is also part of it. Let's go ahead and crash this Moto. Die, Moto, die! Get this restart action. Alright, my goons, we're getting to it. I'm trying hard here. We gotta get the games going. Moto being very uncooperative. Leagues, competitive, modern league. Let's go, modern league, competitive. Let's do it. Where'd my deck go? Oh no, where's my deck? Collection, modern. Deck bug. What happened to my deck? Give it back. Oh, it's the old list. What do we do? Cut this for another Liliana the Veil. Yes. Cut these for natural states. Cut these for surgicals. Cut these for brutalities. So let's go surgical. And 3 to the sideboard. Nihil Spellbomb. When you gotta get the whole graveyard. Collective Brutality. Couple of these. And what was the last card? 2 natural state. Alright. Here we go! Nice. Alright, magic time. This is what we're talking about. So things we're looking for is the mana leak still good. That's what we're working with. Find out how good the mana leak really is. It looked good last time, but we're now running competitively. We're gonna find out if it is what we want it to be, or if we want to be this complete tap out deck. I like the change of pace that mana leak provides. In some spots, we want to find out if the surgical Nihil Spellbomb swap for Leyline is sufficient. If we play against a graveyard deck, we got to find out if natural state not being able to hit 4 drops ever costs us a game at all. And we still need to decide if we want to go 2-2 split on the Abrupt Decay and the Assassin's Trophy, or is the Assassin's Trophy just banging? So we're going to find out all those things here. Tune in next time on Goon Squad Z. Oh yeah, baby. So here we go. We got the old Inquisition Bob. This is a hand I would never, ever, ever mulligan. I don't care if it had 5 lands in it. But coincidentally, we have a removal spell, which is nice. Oh boy. It's gonna be one of them days, y'all. Got the Infectors ready to go. I'm just gonna push this one here. It's Ink Moth. Blighted Agent. Oh man. This is not looking great for us. I think I want to get the Bob down. But then at the same point in time, I want to kill the Blighted Agent. While they have no mana. Maybe that push is weak. Could have came with the Dark Confidant. I mean, could have came with the Inquisition. Which would have stripped him of this Blighted Agent. But I'm trying to make sure our mana makes sense. Our curve anyway. So like we could have yesterday we played against this deck and we beat it. But they only had 2 infect threats. This hand has 3. Karsten C, I'm glad you enjoy it, man. Thanks for checking out my YouTube. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have a couple updates to today's list. So we're trying it out in a competitive league. So we're gonna see what it do. I don't really want to ramp them. I think we can maybe just play the Dark Confidant and hope that we hit another removal spell. And then next turn we go Inquisition, Assassin's Trophy if we don't die. Which I don't think we're gonna die next turn, but never know which way it's gonna go. This is the first game we're playing, Karsten. We had a little jam up getting the cards together and deciding what changes we want to make to the list. So you're getting in at the beginning. You're getting in on the ground floor, baby, which is where you want to be. Okay. Noble. So I'm going to eat 6 here. Bob, we need help. That was not helpful. We drew another discard spell. I guess we'll start with an Inquisition here. Rancor will take it. Play this fetch land. Attack for 2. I think we're going to pass. That way we'll see how they fire it up, whether they want to come with 2 creatures or 1 creature. I would like to use Assassin's Trophy on the Eaten Mold Nexus because we have no way to destroy non-basic creatures. And then we can follow that up with a Jace on the Blighted Agent. Did not happen. We're risking them drawing a pump spell here, a protection spell, but I think that's the kind of play we got to make, you know? Like, we're going to die right here, but I think that's the kind of play we need to make. Attack. And we're dead. So we want Natural State for the Ink Moth. Ink Moth is the worst card for us. Collective Brutality is going to be a lot better than what Kitchen Finks was prior. And I think we want some Countersqualls. So like these 6, we can trim up on a mana leak. We want to keep all the discard and removal. We can cut the Jaces because they're a little expensive. Tarmogoyf can do some blocking. We don't really need a Scooze, really. I think Scooze can go. Got to keep all the removal, keep the Snapcaster. I think we will remove one mana leak because we will be tapping out the player removal. That's the style that we want to play against Infect. You play something, we kill it. You play something, we kill it. McBurger King 143. You're my favorite MTG content creator along with Todd Stevens. Thank you for all you do, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Mr. Burger King. That's a really nice thing of you to say, man. And I appreciate you keeping up with the content, man. Because this is what I'm doing now. This is what I do full time, and it cannot be done without y'all's support. So it means a lot to me, baby. Warms my heart, man. Warms my big old fucking heart, man. Oh shit, man. So yeah, I'm thinking we want to be tapping out and killing their stuff, playing discard, tapping, killing, playing Tarmogoyf. You know, and Natural State gives us a little game against the Nature's Claim. I mean, against the against the Ink Moth Nexus, because I think that's where we're lacking when we're playing a deck like Bug instead of something like Jund, because we don't have a Bolt for the Ink Moth, and we don't have any land destruction either. So no Fulminators or anything like that. So that's going to be our weakest spot in this match, as opposed to other Green-Black X decks. There's no Field of Ruins or anything like that. So I would say that's one downside of this version of the deck. We're going to mulligan this hand, no black mana. This one's a keep. Opponent also mulliganed. I think we'll keep the Brutality on top. Now we got an Assassin's Trophy for an Ink Moth, which is good, but multiple Ink Moths are going to be tough for this draw. They do not have an Ink Moth. They do have a Glistener Elf, though. So I think at this point we want to take the Rancor. Or the Glistener Elf. They might wait till turn 3 to play the Glistener Elf if we take the Rancor, so I think we're just going to take the Elf. Okay, nice. So here comes the Noble. We'll be able to kill the Noble. They play the Pendlehaven and make them discard. Killing Noble is kind of important. And then we'll discard the Abrupt Decay. So now we get a Dark Confidant on a Tarmogoyf to start munching while our opponent has no pressure. Jam. Oh my god, drew a freaking Ink Moth Nexus. Well, the good thing is they have no way to protect it this turn, so. I should have just killed it, but. They did not come with the Rancor. Maybe they'll Pendlehaven. Alright. I guess we'll just Assassin's Trophy that. It's a little greedy, but I was hoping that they'd play the Rancor on it. Little greedy, y'all. More removal. Oh, this is a terrible play. Shit. You got Pendelhaven. What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm smoking... Not smoking this creature. Okay. Oh my god, this is just big punt, y'all. Get a screen cap. Huge punt. I just an on-board trick. Threw it away. So now they think I'm a scrub, so we're going to try and make up for it. We're going to make up for it. We're going to risk them drawing a protection spell with them playing Rancor on this thing. And we boarded out the Jaces, so we don't need double blue unless we want to snap Counterspell. But I think a Watery Grave will do. I'm just hoping that they don't have a protection spell. Okay, so now we get the 2-for-1 here after we threw away our Collective Brutality. Another Blighted Agent, okay. Liliana. Okay, we got a Tarmogoyf for War for Durfer to try and race this thing down. We got a 3-turn clock. They have a 5-turn clock. Their clock can grow very quickly. So now we're looking for Liliana the Veil would be great. There's an elf. I don't think we can sit back. We're going to attack. Keep the land in our hand in case we draw a Tireless Tracker. Six, 7. Probably should have boarded in Damnation. And now we're dead. Okay, that was loose play. Loose play. Because on this turn, we would be able to kill the Blighted Agent with the Collective Brutality. So we kind of threw that game away. We definitely threw that game away. I'm going to be honest with you. One of my weakest spots is against Infect. I don't know why. And doesn't make much sense. But, you know, growing up in Louisiana, when I mean growing up in the Magic world, you know, I'm playing against Aaron Barrich and Tom Ross, man. You know, so I always play very scared. Don't make the best plays. And I know I'm better than that, but I know it's a weak part of my game is against this style of deck. Always. Even in Legacy, where I play lands and I should be heavily favored, you know, I play a little scared, pretty much. So, in this spot, it was a blatant just throwaway, because if we went with Brutality and we could have even made that same push play to get the Rancor as well, we would have, on this turn, the Brutality still, or the turn before, to eat the Blighted Agent, and then the Tarmogoyf to block the Glistener Elf. So, there's definitely one that we threw away. Pendelhaven. Pendelhaven is a card that has messed me up more than most lands. That's like a land that has like destroyed me in multiple different formats. Even in Fairies. The onboard Pendelhaven, I hardly ever see it. It's terrible. I don't know why. There's many times that has happened. This hand is all reaction. We don't have any action. Part of the reaction is Trophy paired with the Mana Leak, so I would look to try and Mana Leak before I Trophy if I were to keep this hand, and I think I will. Okay, there's a Dark Confidant, which is good. I think we can just fetch a basic Swamp here and go with the Inquisition. Tireless Tracker. That Jace. So this is a Bant deck. 2 trackers. Maybe we want to mana leak the Jace. That's possible. We don't really want them to path our Dark Confidant. Forced in play. That Jace doesn't look like it's very castable. If we play Dark Confidant on 2, then our opponent gets to land a tracker through our mana leak. So that's not great. And if they do land a tracker, then we can't trophy and have the mana leak up for the Jace. So, no, I've not tried a Traverse left yet, Doug. So maybe we don't need to worry about the path, and we should just take the tracker. And just play this Bob slow. Or we could just try and draw another removal spell for the Tireless Tracker. We definitely are going to want to save this fetch land in case we draw a push. I think we just take the tracker. The tracker is nuts. We know that. This was just a Temple Garden off the top of their deck. Okay. Alright, now since I drew a second Dark Confidant, we'll play the first one. And hope that they path it. And if they play the tracker on the next turn, good on them. If they decide to path, they might be less inclined to play a tracker without being able to get a clue. Because they do have more lands in their hand. And now that they path, we can play the Bob with the mana leak up and the Assassin's Trophy. So at this spot, that worked out well. Question is, what land do I want to get? I think I want to get a swamp. Because again, I do want to keep the fetch land in case we draw a push for the tracker. So opponent has played path, has 1 tracker, and played a force this turn. Liliana is going to be something. I think we would mana leak the tracker. Let's come with another Dark Confidant. And now we get trophy the Jace. This is making a little bit more sense. Got mana leak here. Grayson, thank you, man. So like, you know, you got to play out, you got to think about it a couple turns in advance. And you also have to account for the possibility that you're, you know, you might draw something. So like we drew Dark Confidant there, which was good. And it demanded the path, which was good. And it didn't make sense for them to play the tracker at that point. So it's all lining up good. They still need another blue source for Jace. And when they get it, oh, wow. Alright, well, we're ramping up here. I think we'll get an island at this point. Or forest. Yeah, I'll get the island. And then I think we'll come with the Lily and get rid of the forest. And then I'm going to keep both these cards in my hand. And the reason I want to keep both these cards in my hand is because I have enough lands to cast all of my spells, okay? And if we draw a threat next turn, we're going to want to play it. But if our opponent can't land this Jace, which they kept in their hand, on the next turn, then they're going to have it in their hand. say they draw and do nothing, right? They draw and do nothing. The idea is this. Next turn, if we draw something, say we play a land. If we draw a land, sure, you know, we can just plus discard land and keep the trophy. But if we draw like a Tarmogoyf or, you know, a tracker or something that we want to play, then we'd rather wait on the land drop. Because if we play it and they haven't played something that we want a trophy yet, we don't want to have to lose the trophy or skip plus in the Liliana. Does that make sense? See? I'm a genius shell. So I'm going to play the tracker here. Teach him how to track. This is probably going to be a spell caller. So now I have to decide if I want to get rid of the, I think I want to get rid of the spell caller because the tracker is just too insane. And then we could draw a card off the clue. We're going to get multiple clues here. Fetch. Get another clue for the untap, possibly path again. I think we want this Overgrown Tomb. I don't want to pay 2 life. Okay, so now we have an attacker for a Jace if he does play it. And we still have the trophy for the Jace. We're going to draw a card to where we can protect our trophy from the Liliana plus. Nice. Pretty easy game. So we have Spell Queller. They might have Collected Company, which would want me to play the Countersquall, but I think Damnation might be okay. Depends on what kind of board we're trying to have. They do have Scavenging Ooze. They might just be a mid-range deck, and our targeted removal is good enough. But I do like having Damnation if we're going to get behind, get tempoed by a Spell Queller. Dark Confidant is a very good card. It's possible we could want Brutality. We didn't see any mana dorks in that first game, but if I saw a mana dork, I'd be more inclined to maybe want Brutality. If I saw a Collected Company, I'd be thinking the same thing. Now, it's possible that they do have Collected Company in their deck. And I think I would, it's more likely that the Brutality will be better than the Countersquall. The question is, what would I cut? If they're on Brutality, we already have the Damnation helping us. If they're on Mana Dorks, we have the Liliana, which is good. But I did see 2 trackers, y'all. So maybe we come with the 2 Brutalities and 2 Damnations, and then maybe we cut a little discard. Now we're on the draw, so I'd like to play more one of discard so I could have meaningful interaction on the draw. I think being on the draw, I'll cut 1 Snapcaster Mage. I want to keep this Jace because they have Jace as well. They have a Jace fight. I think I'll cut a Mana Leak on the draw. And I don't have much graveyard stuff, so I will cut a Scavenging Ooze. Let's line this up a little better. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the just kill all your stuff as we go plan. But I think I will cut 1 Inquisition. Here we go. I'm going to go against my judgment here. Because I don't want to be too threat light either. Right. Well, we do have trophies, so and Thoughtseize, so I think the Brutalities might not be the correct call, but we'll see how it goes. Now this hand's a little land light. We do have a couple 3s, and you know, if we hit a 3rd land, our hand shapes up pretty well. And again, we have the Thoughtseize on the draw. which is a good place to be. This is probably going to be a Noble Hierarch. So we'll start with the Inquisition first. Tracker and a Scavenging Ooze. 2 Jaces. Tracker's the biggest, baddest Mammo Jammo, so let's take that. If that Jace comes down, we're going to have some real trouble. I think next turn we're going to Thoughtseize one of them, and if we could hit our 3rd land drop before they hit their 4th, then we can snap Thoughtseize. If I get a removal spell, I will target it at the Noble instead of the Scavenging Ooze to protect that from that Jace coming down, to give us time to snap Thoughtseize. Yeah, Brutality, now that I'm seeing seeing his hand again, doesn't seem like the right fit for this matchup. So I think those are definitely going to come out. Even though we kill Nobles, Scavenging Ooze is going to jam us up a little bit when it comes to flashing back that Thoughtseize, but we'll see. Drew another snap. Okay. Now I'm going to do something weird here and not Thoughtseize for a couple reasons. If our opponent attacks and then plays a Jace, then we can attack back on the Jace with the Snapcaster. Also, it might discourage our opponent from even playing a Jace when they know we have Mana Leak in our deck, because we're kind of cold to a Jace. And our opponent forgot to eat our Inquisition on the end step. Okay. So he's going to go with the beatdown. So we need to draw some lands. Let me get this out here so I can have some presence on the board. I'm gonna hope to find some land. Okay, well that gives us a little Jace check, which is cool. Okay, our opponent has negate. I think we can trade some blows here since the life totals are close. There's a Noble. I would have loved to have hit a land last turn. Jace is going to be pretty back-breaking. I think we might need to drain them, because what are these other cards doing? He's got a 3/3 though. I want to kill one of these Nobles and drain him. That's my instinct. Because maybe we can stop from the we can defend against this. Well, not defend against, but this Jace coming down, us being mana screw is pretty tough right here. They're coming with negate. Maybe we come with Countersquall. I'm not sure. The thing is that spam blocker 3 months in a row, baby. Welcome back. Thanks for supporting the stream, sharing the Twitch Prime love. Y'all put some knackles out in the chat for spam blocker. You know we love spam blocker in our everyday lives. So also, if you didn't know already, if you have Twitch Prime, you can connect it with your. If you have Amazon Prime, you can connect it with your Twitch account to get a free subscription to your favorite streamer every month. Just like Spam Blocker. I've been his favorite for 3 months in a row. I'm truly honored. Hell yeah. Clearing out with the daggles. Alright, don't know that I want to look at their hand because we know it's 2 Jaces and a mystery. I think we want to like pad the life total a little bit to try and get us to this Damnation. So with that in mind, I think I want to pitch the tracker. I'm thinking, bro. He's over here dying. I'm telling him sorry, crying baby. Because nobody can be mad about a crying baby. Tracker's gonna be a little slow. I'm gonna pitch the tracker, try and deal with what we got going on over here. He's gonna be able to grow the Skoos. Okay, which I had not considered, but let's go ahead and get this attack for 2 in. And I'm setting it up in a way to where if he misses on the Jace this turn, we draw black mana next turn. There's a lot of circumstances that I'm hoping to line up. Wow, that's going to jam up what I was just talking about. That card is a ball buster. He could eat his own noble. Because what I was trying to set up was a turn where next turn I can literally minus, and then he has to choose between trying to save the mana to be able to cast the Jaces in his hand or giving up his major threat. And then leaving the Snapcaster back to block. And then hopefully getting to a Damnation with a Lily out. But this wrecks that whole plan. The whole plan. I don't know why you ate the Thoughtseize there. That's a land. That's a land, that's a land. Okay, so at this point, we should... This voice resurgence is just fucking us way up. Because now we can't trophy on their turn. And we trophy now, it gives them the Jace. So this game's over with. I'm done. Too much value here. And now we're going to change it up. The Brutality can get the negate, but and it can kill Noble. It can kill Voice. I'm glad that we have Damnation in the deck. It also kills a turn 2 Skoos. A Naked Tracker. Kills a few things. If they're playing Voice Resurgence, I'm not that hip to these mana leaks. I know he's got Jace, but I think I'd rather just have the discard. Come back with my own Skoos. And try it like this. We basically need to get on board. The plan is to get on board Inquisition into a Dark Confidant is the big plan. Got a lot of removal here, but no value. I think I'm going to keep it. You can't trophy your own stuff, Shadowless. Otherwise that card would be like $50. We do need Crying Baby hoodies, Clarion. You're right about that. Yeah, Shadowless, that would be something. That would be something. Alright, so I think at this point we're gonna We're going to lead on to Inquisition here. Because if we get a Voice Resurgence, that would be good. Double Voice, that's going to be troublesome. Negate Bird of Paradise. So let's get, I'm thinking we're going to want the Voice. What's going to happen? We're going to want the Voice, they come with the Bird. We get Brutality, pitch in a land, take the Negate and the Bird. Then we have to contend with the Voice Resurgence, which I think is okay, because we boarded out a lot of our instants. So any Tarmogoyf is going to be good. Then we can save the push, fetch land for the Spell Queller. Okay. So will we draw an Inquisition? We could just Inquisition and push the Bird, but then our Brutality's not lining up great. But we don't have to go through that mess of Voice of Resurgence. So maybe we just Inquisition here. This is what I'm thinking. Take the Voice. And just play the Forest. And that leaves our opponent with these cards. Which kind of do nothing. It's an interesting one. I like discard the Negate. Don't want to escalate it in case he Spell Quellers. Let me check this out here. We could escalate it on the back end. We really need something pressure. Yeah, we're going to get Quellered here, and then we're going to fetch up a duel and Fatal Push the Queller, and then cast this with Escalate when it comes back. You see? And then that way we can kill the Bird and discard the Negate. So right here we need to fetch a black mana. We don't need double blue, I don't think, other than for Jace. Might be right to do that. But we don't, no, we have to get a black, so we have to get the Overgrown Tomb. And then we can push this. And then I like casting the Brutality. I'm pretty sure I can escalate it. Yep. -2, -2. And look at their hand. So we played them out of all their shit, basically. Choose that opponent, choose that card. Get rid of the Fatal Push. Take the Negate. So we're looking at a Ghost Quarter. And so we got them out of all their shit, basically. And so we basically joined them up. So now we just need something to pull ahead. Tireless Tracker. Tarmogoyf. Okay, here's another Reliquary. That lines up well with keeping the Abrupt Decay over the push. So we'll go ahead and just decay that now. And then pass the turn. Don't draw a Jace on me. You got more stuff? Okay, Voice. We got some time to deal with that. I'd like to see a Tarmogoyf. Snapcaster, huh? You can Snapcaster the Brutality. I think I'm going to get the Breeding Pool. Because we do want the second blue in case we draw a Jace. Oh, we should have got a push here instead of the brutality. That's bad. That was bad. His deck has just so much value, and we're not drawing our value cards to be able to keep up with it. So now he's going to beat us for 3. We're going to take it and like it. We're going to draw a land. That's unfortunate. We're going to take back for 2. Take another Mollywop from this elemental token. This is a good draw here. Now he has access to Teferi. He's just got so much value in his deck, we're not drawing our value cards. That's a value card. But it's going to be scary. We already have all of our shocks out of our deck. So I think I'm going to hold the Polluted Delta, and I'm going to try and block this thing with a Snapcaster Mage. Get a chump block and an extra card, and try and find a removal spell for this elemental. And the reason we don't block the turn before with the Snapcaster is in case we find a way, like a Tarmogoyf or whatever, to brick wall the elemental. We also, you know, I mean, the upside is if we draw, the downside of doing it that way is if we drew a Damnation instead of Dark Confidant. But that's it. Okay, I think we want a black mana here. Actually, it was green mana that we wanted. I think maybe we should get the block while we can get it. Plus, if we draw a Damnation, you know. Tar pick, maybe get a block in. Just because we need the value, okay? Yeah, I mean, I want that Bob in play for 2 turns. If we draw a removal spell for this, I'd want that Bob in play for a couple turns. He's playing on an airplane right now. So we're going to put a Blooming Marsh, pass the turn. This is a colony that's going to kill us. This deck's got all the value. We drew no value pieces, it took too long. If we drew a Bob or a Tracker or a Planeswalker anywhere in this mix, because we definitely, as you saw at the beginning of this match, we played him out of all of his shit. Very John style. Got him out of all of his cards. Beautifully, if I might say. But we didn't have a payoff. You know, that was the problem. No payoff. Shocks that in. Activates colonnades. Attacks with both. We're dead. We had no card to turn the corner. We're actually just dead to the ghost quarter there. But, it is what it is. Matchup like that's always going to be tough. The value town, you really can't match it without your own value. You can if you just see a Tracker in the middle, or a Bob in the middle, or a Planeswalker in the middle even. Like we gave ourselves the best chance to win. We actually played them out of everything on that Queller turn, which was a great turn. You know, being able to brutality, know they have negate, they're not going to negate the brutality, they're going to spell Queller it. Bait them into it, walk them into it. That's the thing about playing a deck with Inquisition and Thoughtseize. You can line the plays up for them. Double block's fine, but with double block, you might get blown out by a removal spell. Okay, I never saw a hand that had Inquisition, Dark Confidant that I didn't want to keep, so we're in on this one. So let's start with this. Okay. Opponent has 3 draw spells, 4 4-drops here. So hopefully this Dark Confidant can take him to the ringer. Move his hand over a little bit. There's an island. Checks out, same island. Breeding Pool, Dark Confidant. He's going to cycle 1 Illumination. Cycle another one, try and find a removal spell for Dark Confidant. This might be a good turn to snap Inquisition. Especially if they kill the Dark Confidant and we draw a land. If we draw a land, yeah, definitely. Here we go. So I'm thinking that we can go get a blue mana to hedge against Blood Moon. And then I want to snap Inquisition, and then next turn we can Dark Confidant with Mana Leak up. So we can clear a rule spell. Yep, path. We got Teferi over here now. Let's exit out of this. Okay. Because we gotta protect our Bob at all costs, you know? So we drew a Field of Ruin. We don't have to worry about Blood Moon anymore. I think I'm gonna go get a forest. Draw. And I think we might fetch another basic, so if we are going to, then it's going to be a swamp. So I want to play the Verdant Catacombs. Put another Dark Confidant, attack for 2. I didn't fetch on the end step because I didn't want a Cryptic to come down in response. So 4 cards. I think we want to play this Lily. Black mana. Get a swamp. Try attacking. And we're gonna definitely want to get a Watery Grave on this next one, so let's go ahead and tap the blue. Or a Breeding Pool, rather. I think we want a Breeding Pool. That's going to get Cryptic. So we're going to go get a Breeding Pool. Because we need a blue, and then having a second green for a Scavenging Ooze is going to be good. Oh, wait. Breeding Pool? Died already. So we're getting the Watery Grave. Didn't think about that long enough. Mana Leak here. Now we're all up on the board. Then we get a plus and get rid of this Fatal Push, which is good. Opponent used the Cryptic, has a Hieroglyphic, played the Steam Vents. So, discard the Hieroglyphic. So still has the Fairy and a Mystery card. Close game. Hopefully he doesn't destroy our Dark Confidant here. And his end step. Do we want to kill it to Fairy? Do we want to attack it to Fairy is a question. I think we want to play the Scavenging Ooze, but I don't want to be overexposed to Eternus. So I'm actually going to hold it. I probably should have played all my stuff. So we're going to attack the Teferi. Snapcast would be the worst for us. It's no double white for Turnus, which is good. We're gonna die. There's no creatures in the graveyard. We have to try and kill our opponent. So what we're going to do is, here's what we're going to do. We're going to plus, discard the Scooze, and then play the Liliana. The next turn, with the idea that we can attack our opponent to 6 next turn here. We're at 2, so this Dark Confidant might kill us too. Maybe we want to actually plus on the Dark Confidant so we don't die to our own Dark Confidant. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Because we get to ult them next turn. You go red mana versus the rest of the mana. Field of Ruins, okay. Give me a 4. So now I got double green for the Scooze. I saw that one coming. And we have the ult on the Lily coming. So as long as we don't die to a bolt here, I think we might be okay. Because we could go red mana versus the rest. Wow, this is awkward. Whatever, I'm plussing this Lily. Whatever, opponent discards Supreme Verdict and couldn't cast it. I get back to Scooze. Then I'll cast it. Attack for 2. Now, I'm not eating a creature with the Scooze now in case our opponent draws a Snapcaster Mage. We want to plus the Lily before we get there. They drew Field of Ruin. Cannot activate. So now we will eat a creature since they showed us that they have nothing. So, eat this Dark Confidant. This goes to a 3, 4, 5. We get another green mana source. Let's go ahead and alt them. We want this Field of Ruin away from this Creeping Tar Pit. So we probably want to go red mana versus the rest. This is not Cryptic Mana, neither is that. Okay. So we're going to eat a Dark Confidant to grow this thing up. I'm going to plus this Lily. Six put him to 2, makes every creature lethal. And we also get to keep up the Scavenging Ooze for a Snapcaster. Although I think it's better to go ahead and eat a... If he draws a fetch land, hold up. If he draws a fetch land, then he doesn't have a spell, so... Okay. Nice. So in this match, we have trophy for the Planeswalkers and Search for Azcanta. Brutality is more discard, which I can get with. It's possible that we definitely want Countersquall. I don't know that we want the Ego. A Nihil Spellbomb is probably okay because we're not going to want much removal. Colonnade's going to be tough though. Mana Leak's good. Liliana's good. Last Hope's good. Tracker's good. All these cards are good. Scavenging Ooze is not bad. Could see Tarmogoyf not being the best, but a lot of their removal is red based. So we want a certain number of threats, you know? I could see cutting this Abrupt Decay. Search for Azcanta is going to be trouble, though. That's the only thing I'm thinking. But we are getting a Nihil Spellbomb to slow it down. I could actually see cutting one Tarmogoyf, believe it or not. Doing it like this. Yeah. We have a lot of threats. So I'm going to keep it. It's very threat dense. Between Tarmogoyf, Dark Confidant, Tireless Tracker. We have Snapcaster who would catch a spell. This hand, they molded 6, would only be made better if we could draw a discard spell. to go with the Snapcaster. Lead on the trophy. Probably gonna fetch it. Green. Probably a green blue. Kept the one lander. This could be a runaway, y'all. Let's get green blue. Now we gotta decide if we want to play this Dark Confidant or not. Let's see what we draw. I mean, it's obvious bolt, right? I think we have enough card advantage coming back later that we can throw this Bob away to a bolt. It'll make our Goyf bigger. Did not have a bolt. Alright, so this game's a runaway. I think we're going to Watery Grave and Tireless Tracker. Naked Tracker because we got another one behind it. Well, that's unfortunate. Said no about the Verdant Catacombs, so we'll play it. Now they have an instant in the yard. That was a mistake, possibly. I think we should just play the other tracker and try to run him over. So I should have played that before I played that fetch land. But at this point, you know, we're pretty clear favorites to win this game. But we should still play better. All right, what's gonna get the Helix? Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have lethal on board. It's unfortunate for our opponent, but we'll take the dub, get on the board. See, the thing about a deck like this, Bug Midrange, is that you don't have a bunch of catch-up cards, you see. So you kind of got to steamroll them from the beginning. And doing that, to accomplish that, you really have to use a lot of discard. You have to make sure that you line it up to where stuff doesn't stick, because you don't have the catch-up card. Now, post-board, you get stuff like Damnation. You have some catch-up, not of the Heinz variety. Equity, but not whenever you're in the pregame. Oh man, I'm loving this. I don't know if this is just normal, but it's occurring a lot. I'm liking this discard in Dark Confidant. Not much better in life. This one might hurt a little. Obviously, our burn match is gonna be tough. So let's go ahead and shock up. Go ahead and shock up an Overgrown Tomb. Hit him with the old IOK. It's going to be greatness at any cost, y'all. Okay, so it's this deck. Steel Overseer is the biggest threat. Ancient Stirrings is a big deal. Can they turn one the Steel Overseer? No. So maybe we could just get the Ancient Stirrings. Or let them stir and then grab what they're going to stir for. Yeah, I'm going to take the Steel Overseer. Mostly because we don't have a removal spell. And if they stir up something awesome, then we can Thoughtseize it. It's pretty awesome. Whoops, forgot to put that Ravager there. I accidentally deleted that Ravager. Okay. So I think at this point we want to Thoughtseize the Ravager since we don't have any removal. Play one of these lands tapped. Is that a worker? So they have a worker in hand. We can snap Inquisition that thing. Set up a tracker for next turn. Or we just play the Dark Confidant in the breeding pool. It's like, how much do we want to interact with this? Play the Ink Moth, has a forest. Play the Throne of Geth. Okay. Play the Mox, has a Mox. I don't know. I think we can save the snap in case we draw a trophy and just go hard on the card advantage. Catch the back end of it all. It's gonna be a worker. Oh no, it's another Ink Moth. So we're digging hard for a trophy here to try and race this. There's a worker. Still has the Mox in hand and a forest. That's the two cards. He could let it die. I think I'm going to attack. I should have done that before I played the tracker. So I'm going to watch out for this Ink Moth kill. It's going to be 3. Infect's coming fast. Already got all the duels in our deck. Afraid, okay. Oh, we got the +1/+1 counter on the Ink Moth. That was bad. That was real bad. Now this is some serious pressure. Inkmoth Nexus. This deck is looking to be a little weak too. Yeah, that was bad. Let's go ahead and thin the deck. So we need to get a push. Could play the Blooming Marsh last turn. Play the Mox. Put Darksteel. Draw mana links over here. Do we have a removal spell in the graveyard? No. Yep, should have played the Blooming Marsh last turn. I didn't draw a removal spell this game. Got the wrong side of it. Inkmoth Nexus, bane of this deck so far. Maybe we want like some kind of needle effect out of the sideboard. That might be useful. We'll see how it goes post board. I'm thinking maybe we want not gonna have many spells. Maybe Brutality. They do have smaller creatures that weaken Brutality, but it's just that Inkmoth that gives us hell. Unmoored Ego is too slow. If we just saw a trophy, though, I think we've been okay. Because we had a Snapcaster. We made a really bad play by attacking with that Dark Confidant. I did not consider the +1/+1 counter getting proliferated. That's what made that play so weak. It turned his clock up. It doubled his clock. So definitely didn't see that happening. Debating on the Damnation because they do have Hangerback Walker. Hangerback Walker is a ball buster for sure. So I don't know if we're going to need to be wrathing the board. It's possible. They have Raptor too, so I think we do want the Damnation. I think even though we're on the play, I'm going to cut a mana leak. A Snapcaster. It's a little slow. Jace is also slow, but we can get a bounce off on a Hangerback possibly. Could like navigate a board state that makes yeah, let's go ahead and cut the Jace here. Cut the Jace twice. Let's just jump them up. Okay, we're at it again with the discard spell Inquisition. I think we need to actually pay life for a green, get the Overgrown Tomb. Double Walking Ballista, double Ravager, and Arcbound Worker. All those cards are good. Ravager is kind of the scariest. What's going to happen? If we play Dark Confidant, he's probably just going to Walking Ballista it. This Worker kind of jams up our Liliana plays. Take this Worker. And that just kind of messes his curve up a little bit. To where he's on this one spell a turn deal. So he's going to have to play this Walking Ballista if he wants to take off this Dark Confidant, which I imagine he will. I didn't think we were going to draw another one of these, but we did. So when this dies, we come with another one. As long as he doesn't get a cheap artifact to go with the Ravager, then maybe the Lily can start munching some Ravagers. Trade these for the Walking Ballistas. Drew Ancient Stirrings, okay. Well, that's going to make things tough for the this Darksteel Citadel is going to jam up the Arcbound Raptor plan for sure. Play the Darksteel Citadel. He's got a canopy. If we Lily minus, then he'll kill the Lily. But we'll get the Bob back. Maybe we just Lily plus. I like that. Because the plus wasn't going to do much against a Ravager anyway. And if he goes double Ravager, we get Damnation. Oh, it's a Hangerback Walker, okay. Just go ahead and smoke the Walker, and then we can pick off one of the Thopters. That was a good draw by our opponent. And since we're probably going to have to Wrath the board, we should not play this Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, Ego can hit the Ink Moth. But if he just plays one, then it's not going to do much for us. So we've got 2 cards left. Attacking me. Okay. I think this is a Damnation turn. Can't be regenerated though. Probably gonna want to fetch a green out of the Verdant Catacomb to go with the Scavenging Ooze. So then we'll plus this. Threaten to ult on this. We'll play the land. We can fetch a Breeding Pool out of this Verdant Catacombs on the end of turn. Gotta watch out for this this possible Ink Moth kill. I'm nearly going to draw that tracker right there. Just to spite me for playing that fetch land. Oh, I was supposed to shrink this. Fuck me, man. I'm so used to there not being a creature for this. That was real bad. That was bad. That was bad. Should have made him put a counter on this. Oh my gosh. So now he's going to be able to go super wide here. I think we might die. But Damnation was good, but we need more. Okay. Do this right this time. Make him sack. One, two, one counter, two counters, three counters. Let's play his tracker. Let's not tap all the blue mana. Yeah, we need to tap all the blue mana. Yep. Tracker, let's shock this in and then get a clue, and then we'll crack the clue. Because we might get a natural state, which could be good. Let's Thoughtseize him. Okay. So we're at 13. Can we press in for 4? I think so. I think we could press in for 4. Although we kind of want to be able to block this Ravager 2 different ways. But I think we got to try and end this game too, because tough spot. You'll probably just block with the servo. I mean, you probably just take the 4. Alright, block with the servo is good. Yeah, we definitely need something more for this Ink Moth. A Snapcaster would be good. We might end up having a minus to the Lily to try and hit a snap, so we could snap Assassin's Trophy, the Ink Moth. Are we dead right here? close to it. No, we are dead. No, 1, 2, 3. Nope, not dead. Close to dead though. Four, 5. He's got the 2-turn clock on us, so we need to get a removal spell for the Ink Moth. We can minus the Lily to try and get a, what do we have, 8 power? Yeah. That's insane. Because he doesn't have mana regenerate right now, so blow this up. We can 8 him and then get back to Dark Confidant. Or we just ult. Let's just ult. And then we'll eat 2 creatures with Scavenging Ooze. Wow. Maybe like a Pithing Needle style effect or a Sorcerer's Spyglass might not be bad. Maybe Pithing Needle because it only costs 1 mana. Paired with the discard, you get to see what's in their hand. So if you see a Planeswalker coming, you can get that 1 mana removal for the Planeswalker off the rip. Most decks aren't going to board in Artifact Hate for your deck, so you could get away with 1. These are things that I'm thinking about. Man, this matchup is tough. Gets a little better if we have Leyline, though, to be honest with you. So that was one thing we were looking to learn about this deck, because the Leyline would turn off the modular, and it would also turn off the Hangerback Walker, which is two of the bigger elements that jam us up. So maybe we come with the Snapcaster to go with the extra removal. Last Hope looked okay. Don't think Veil is the greatest, but it might lead to some good curves. I'll cut the Scavenging Ooze. Keep this hand. A lot of interaction with the Lily. We've got to try and get to a board state where Lily's good. Take the hanger back with intent to remove the Steel Overseer. Maybe we don't have to kill a Steel Overseer. We can maybe try and Lily it. And it's better in this spot to kill, if we're going to kill a Steel Overseer, do it on their upkeep, because that way they don't get 2 removal out of the relic. See, we could overload this relic with fetch lands, which is good. Also, he's like never going to attack the Steel Overseer. He's probably going to cast a creature so we get more information first. So it's better to pass. And then here we might even just wait for the Damnation. All depending. This might be a push snap push situation. So we got an extra counter out of this. And then we're gonna get Overgrown Tomb here. Fuck. I didn't press 2. I have no stop on their end step. That's unfortunate. How did that stop get removed? Let's draw. I guess we're just gonna lose 3 here. Or we get a swamp. I'm gonna fetch the Overgrown with this one. Because we know Horizon Canopy is the last card in hand. That's a good draw. Wow. You see how we did that with the fetch lands to where we could play around the, so this is probably going to be a Damnation at some point. Maybe Damnation now, but what does that do? We lose the land on the tracker. We could just not attack, play Lily minus, assuming he sacrifices the worker. I think we just Damnation. Opponent has 2 more cards in hand, basically, with the Canopy and the Relic. So hopefully this isn't a Hangback Walker or Walking Ballista, for that matter. That was a good draw. Then we get Lily plus and discard the Thoughtseize. Good thing we held on to that Thoughtseize the whole time. So we minus kill on that. We need a fetch land to go with this tracker. Or really just any land. That one works. So we need to kill this Steel Overseer. We'll play his Tracker. And the Blooming Marsh. Alright, so we're starting to turn the corner here. Yeah, he should definitely pop that relic right there. Hardened Scales. Is this a Walking Ballista? Oh wow. Do you want to kill the Tracker? Or do you want to kill the Lily? Don't let me untap, bro. That's a dead Tracker. And then we'll crack the clue. And play a Screwed Tar Pit. Oh boy, that card's fucked up. Now we gotta get to town. Alright, well, we're in town now, so. Tarmogoyf for Durfa finally showed up to the party. Jesus. Well after Relic, too. So, we gotta hope he whiffs on creatures. Okay. So we get another clean 6th and the Creeping Tar Pit can finish him off. Alright, yeah, he's dead. Like, unless he gets a Walking Ballista right here. We could last hook this Tracker back and play again. Or we could get in for 6. We don't have to plus the Lily. Exactly. We could plus the Lily to grow the Goyf at 4, 5, 6, 7, put him to 2. We could also Lily minus. Get back the Tracker. We could Lily plus this Lily, then minus, and then attack with Creeping Tar Pit. That's another play we can make. I like that one the most. Play the Lily plus this Lily, and then activate Creeping Tar Pit. Then attack. Now that beats Walking Ballista. We should have minus this before we attacked in case we wanted to grow the Goyf since they have a creature in the yard. Because we could have hit a land. So I think at this point we'll just plus it. Alright, we got that beat. This will grow the Goyf as well. Yep. What a grind, y'all. What a grind. That natural state was nice. If it was Nature's Claim, they would have gained more life. We didn't have the ley line, which I think would actually be good against them to stop some of the modular stuff. His draw had none of that, though. The hanger back. We saw his draw saw no hanger back. Did have one modular creature, but it was irrelevant the way it lined up with our removal. That's where you want the ley line. Whenever they had the draw with the hangerbacks and the modular creatures. Wow. But you saw a couple plays there, Grayson, with the fetch lands and the push. That's like an easy mistake to make. And you saw a couple mistakes that we made too. So those are the things you want to fall out of. What do we have? Double Thoughtseize, double Bob on the draw. I'm keeping this hand. And every time I see opening hand, I think about how bad our burn matchup is. So we might have to overdo that if burn's more popular. Okay. Did you get a Phoenix? You did get a Phoenix. Alright, this could be tough. You gotta push. Gotta get a green-black land. This hand could have been a mulligan, but Spike. Get the Bedlam next turn. What do you draw? Runaway? Torment Voice. Pitch the Mountain. Play the Mountain. Okay. Oh boy. Now I think we have to Thoughtseize again, believe it or not. Because that Bedlam can come down next turn. 1, 2, 3 spells. Take the Bedlam. Pass turn. Now life total is pretty low. Our Goyfs are going to be pretty big. We do have a Fatal Push. Played a Mountain. Has the looting in hand. Drew another Torment Voice. Discarded a Mountain. That's 2 spells. No more spells. Alright, nice. Alright, I guess we're still on this Inquisition plan here. So they have, what, a bolt left? One Phoenix in the yard. Come on, deck, where's my land? Let's see what he discards with this. Another deck that Leyline would probably be better. Alright, so you kept the bolt. Need that land to come and play on tap so we get this Goyf down. Two spells, so now you can just loot away and hit the bolt, get the Phoenix back. Hopefully he doesn't hit another Phoenix from this looting. Did not. So bolt us, get back the Phoenix. We need a fetch land so we can push it, and that should put them out. What was this? Another Faithless Looting? Okay. What did I miss? Still has the bolt. Digging for another Phoenix. Still has the bolt. Okay. So we need a fetch land so we can push this Phoenix. Still has the bolt. That's not a fetch land. I don't think we can play the Bob because it'll die to bolt, but it really will die to bolt, right? I don't know, maybe we should have went Greatness at any cost. Macado, what's up? What's up? What's up? Oh boy. Okay, flashback looting. You're late. We still need a fetch land. How many lootings do we have left? None. None left. Oh, we're dead. Double bolt, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, we just got mana screwed. I mean, that was a risk we were running, keeping that hand. But on the draw with 2 discard spells, I'm gonna give it a shot every time. Okay, so we can name the Phoenixes with the Unmoored Ego. That's not bad. He has a lot of spells, so maybe Countersquall is okay. We could also just Surgical the Phoenix, which is not bad. And he's got a lot of spells, so Brutality plus the life gain is good too. Now Spellbomb is probably better than Surgical. I think Ego is probably going to be a little slow. So I would look to do something like this. Collective Brutality being the best card that we have. Thoughtseize does us a lot of damage. I'm kind of okay with not playing the Thoughtseize. Mana Leak's okay. But I could also see trimming it. Not a big fan of Jace in this match. Last Hope also is, I guess we can shrink the Phoenix, which is not bad. But it still causes your guy to die anyway. So I think I want to cut that and an Assassin's Trophy. Maybe not. We should probably keep some removal for Bedlam Reveler. Scavenging Ooze is good. I think we could cut a couple Dark Confidants since they're a burn deck. Cut a couple of those. You died a bolt. Tarmogoyf is going to be our biggest banger for sure. Tracker could do some stuffs. Cut a Mana Leak since we're coming with Countersquall. Mana Leak's exceptionally good against Bedlam though. So it's Thoughteize in a way, but we just want to grind them out. So the best way to do that is like this. I think the trophy is, well, I'm gonna cut a trophy. We got it. We don't want to ramp them up to a Phoenix on turn 2. We don't want them hard casting that thing. Squall seems out of place, Grayson. Well, the thing about the Squall is they do have a lot of spells. And they're probably coming with Blood Moon out of the board. So we have to be wary of that as well. Maybe we do need the Thoughtseize. Cut the Countersquall, because Blood Moon is the type of card that'll mess us up. We need to be careful to fetch basics if possible. I'm gonna keep this hand. Typical Little John hand. What is that? You got a Shrine in the deck. Looting and Desperate. Phoenix. I think we want to take the looting. Shrine though. Shrine will actually looting makes his hand work though. I think I'm gonna take the looting. But if we would have taken the Shrine, this Goyf would be coming down real fat. And we could always still do it next turn, so we'll see how it goes. We just fetch a Forest and jam this Tarmogoyf and start attacking. Because it can't be bolted now. The Shrine's gonna be too slow. We also have Assassin's Trophy with the Shrine. This ritual here, and he's probably going to Faithless Looting the next turn. But he won't do it if we play a Scooze. Let's pull his hand back up. Go get another forest. We can go get the swamp to make sure we can't get blood moonded. I think I'm gonna fetch the swamp. Because if he doesn't loot, then we can Thoughtseize one of this Arclight. And then eat it. I didn't get the message. Thanks for the invite, Uber Mikey. What's up, Asa? Steam Ken, huh? Do we want to Thoughtseize this Bedlam? Or do we want to like blow this thing up? Blow this up and makes him a little closer to Bedlam. Or Phoenix for that matter. We could Thoughtseize the Phoenix, blow this up, and have a green up to eat one of these spells. Let's attack and see what he does. No, that's a mistake. Shit, because I wanted to grow this Phoenix. We're missing a point of damage here. Okay, so we can trophy here. Nope, I'm gonna do this mana right. We're gonna have to get a breeding pool. Or Overgrown Tomb. Probably a breeding pool, so we got blue. Shock it in. Then we get Thoughtseize them. Take the Phoenix. Trophy here. Let him get a land and then we get the Faithless Looting. And the only way he could really come back from this is if he that looks good. So leaves him with 2 Bedlams in hand. Be an attack for 2. Definitely going to eat this Phoenix, but I want to attack with the Tarmogoyf first. 5, 6, 7. Can 7 them. We'll be gaining 1. Is there any possibility that he can kill us? Or maybe with a Faithless Looting? Into a bolt. Faithless Looting into a bolt. Maybe Tormenting Voice into a bolt. Arclight Phoenix won't kill us. I think we put the pressure on him. And eating this creature kind of does nothing, so now we got 2 spells in the yard, 4 cards here. So let's pass the turn. Probably should have played this Darkslick, but that's okay. Dead. Alright. Yeah, probably only attacking Goyf, but they got a Shrine, and they definitely have like 2 Blood Moons, so it's possible that we want the natural state, but that's like 5 cards. It's like 5 cards. Shit. Maybe we want to make sure we have enough to remove. We want to keep all the discard spells on the draw. Maybe there's some merit to it. It also makes our Snapcaster worse. Maybe we can swap the how many mana leaks we got in there? What happened to that other mana leak? I know we were playing 3. I only see 2 here. I don't see any in the sideboard. What happened to it? Is it in the land pile? No. What happened to that other mana leak? Am I losing my mind here? How many cards is this? 8 plus 3 plus 1. It's over here somewhere. It's over here with the Jace. The Jace will probably never play, so maybe there's some merit to this. I mean, there is. I mean, it's a good idea in a way, but I'm worried about the Snapcaster. Maybe we can mana leak on the draw. We just gotta stop him from being busted, right? Tracker too slow, possibly. Try it like this. Maybe we could have put in 1 natural state. This hand's not great, but I'm gonna keep it. We have no graveyard hate. We just gotta watch out for a turn 2 Faithless Looting. I mean, Blood Moon. What basic would we want to play with if we could only play with 1? That's a question I might ask myself here. Double Phoenix, oh lordy. Well, that helps. So we can Thoughtseize, or we can maybe want a green. I think we're gonna fetch Thoughtseize. Fetch a swamp. Let's get the Metamorphose. There's a Faithless Looting in the yard though, so you gotta be careful with that. Definitely need some graveyard hate. Should have played the Verdant Cat. turn. So he's going to set up a Faithless Looting Fiery Temper play next turn. Or he's going to loot right now. So he'll probably keep spells in his hand. So Snap Thoughtseize looks good. Doing well, Toxic Flames. How you doing? Doing well, doing well. I'm liking this bug deck. User submitted. Looks like he got rid of one of these. So let's go ahead and cast this here. Then can we afford to fetch a duel here? Probably. What's our next turn going to be? We're probably going to Snap Thoughtseize him to try and keep him off of some of this shit. If so, should we fetch an island? We got 2 black cards in our hand, so I do want to get another swamp at some point. I think we're going to fetch a basic, so I'll go ahead and take my time with that. Fetch a swamp here. Gotta try and keep him off these phoenixes until we get some graveyard hate. Bedlam Reveler, we have 1 spell in the yard. I think we just take the Lava Spike. Two spells in the yard now. That Bedlam's a little scary, but maybe we can lily it up. Definitely want to fetch a force with this Misty. Type for 2. Although if we were playing on Lilian, we probably should have I'm going to discard the land here. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking that now. Well, the thing was, I didn't want them to draw a Faithless Looting, right? Or a Ritual. Not a Ritual, but a Faithless Looting. Or a Manamorphose, give them a cheap spell. To having to pay 3 mana for a Fiery Temper isn't going to get that Phoenix on lawn, which is what I was worried about. So we know they got Bedlam, 1, 2, 3 spells. I'd really like to see a Surgical for the Phoenixes, so I don't have to worry about this anymore. Oh shit. Oh, fucked up, man. I was supposed to play that Blooming Marsh. That was terrible. We discard Bedlam. I was supposed to play that Blooming Marsh. Oh, that's so bad. Because then we could have discarded the Brutality of the first one, nothing to the Lily. So we're down a Blooming Marsh. I just sequenced that shit terribly. Bedlams are dead. So we're trying to fade the top deck Bedlam. This is kind of checking any Faithless Leadings from having any value. We could drain them for 2 here. Let's go and do that. Get the Forest. Plus the Lily. No cards in hand. So we're down a Blooming Marsh, which is pretty bad. Nah, man. Just trying to close this thing out. I was thinking about some, I just didn't give it much thought, man. I have to think about things like that because I don't play much Liliana. These are cards I usually don't play with, so I had to think about that. I would have to think about that Lily a bit, you know. Probably gonna shoot the Lily. That makes sense. But his resources are really, really down. So I don't think there's, other than Bedlam Reveler, I don't think there's a way for him back in. There's 2 in the yard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like a Nihil Spellbomb, put him out. Keep the fetch. Toxic Flames, I'm going to be at Eternal Weekend. Next weekend, playing Vintage and Legacy. Alright, nice. So we climbed back in from the 0-2 to the 3-2, which was nice. And I have to say, I definitely like the Brutality in the deck over the Kitchen Finks. Grayson. Let's pull up the list again real quick before we close out on the YouTube. I definitely like the Collective Brutality over the Kitchen Finks in the board. We already have sturdy creatures in Tarmogoyf and Tracker. I guess they're a little slow in some spots, but I definitely like the Brutality. The Surgical, it could be Leyline. There was one spot where it would have been better as a Leyline, but you know how that goes with Leylines. Overall, the deck has definitely got the grinding potential. You do have to line up your discard spells to where you come out ahead on turn 4. You know, you have to win the first 3 turns very hard, which is usually the case for Modern anyway. You should be winning the first 3 turns. That's the way to go. I think the deck's strong though. There's a lot here. We can use a little life gain out the board. Collective Brutality is nice. The Kitchen Finks seems like it might be good, but it is a 3-drop and it is hard to cast. Having a fetch double green is difficult in a deck that's also playing Liliana. So the life that you would get back in that instance would be negated by the fact that you probably have to fetch shock a lot in the first few turns. So I think we'll stick with the brutalities for now. Natural state, definitely better than the Nature's Claim. We actually natural stated something, and if there was a Nature's Claim, it would give our opponent another draw step while they had 2 Hardened Scales in play. So I think the natural state's just going to be better than the Nature's Claim. The Wet Ball didn't show up. There was no match where we really wanted that or the Ego, but in those matches, when you come with more discard, like Collective Brutality, you also have Unmoored Ego, and you have Surgical as well. Looking at their hand a lot with the discard, you can really leverage that with the Ego and the Surgical. So I kind of like having that a bunch against combo decks. Living well, Dilly G. What's up, baby? All right, where we at here? That's right. I'm gonna say bye to our YouTube watchers. If you enjoyed the video, YouTube, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Hide your kids, hide your wives, but tell your friends where to find us. And there's links below to submit your deck to be played live on stream and uploaded on YouTube, as well as many other links to help support the content that I do. Y'all are the reasons I can do. Y'all are the reason I can do this full time. So if you enjoy the content, you know, check out some of my sponsors, buy some Goon Squad gear, or, you know, just share it on Reddit, social media. That's the best way you could really support the stream. So even if you, you know, Magic expensive game, if you don't have money to throw to bump your deck up the list, you know, just sharing, man, it means a lot. So thanks again for tuning in, YouTube. I'm tuning out to YouTube. See y'all later. One love, good vibes.